Hello, and welcome to this presentation about publishing medical case reports. This presentation and video was produced by the awesome librarians and staff of the Gibson D. Lewis Library on the UNT Health Science Center campus. Our agenda will include first things you should consider, getting started, choosing journals, publishing topics, and useful resources for case reports. There will also be a lot of information provided, but if a resource is mentioned, just know that it is linked in the useful resources slides. Before delving into journals and publishing, there are some things that you should first consider. What are case reports journals do my faculty advisors, mentors, attending physicians, etc. read? If you don't know this information, ask them. It's a great way to engage with faculty and mentors and show your interest in a discipline. Is the journal credible? This means, have you done the research to determine if a journal or publisher has a good reputation with subscribers and authors? Is the journal peer-reviewed? We will discuss how to check if a journal is peer-reviewed and why you might want to choose a peer-reviewed journal later. Is the journal indexed in Medline and other databases? If a journal is indexed in a larger database like Medline or Directory of Open Access Journals, this may help your case report get seen by more people who can then cite your information in their research on the topic. Additionally, journals indexed in Medline and Directory of Open Access Journals go through a vetting process for credibility and quality. Am I able to afford potential publishing costs? Depending on what type of publishing your journal uses, you may be asked to pay fees related to publishing costs. We will discuss the types of publishing and what the differences in publishing mean for authors. Getting started. You've written your case report, now what? You'll first want to make sure that your case report includes references to groundbreaking or recent articles on your topic, if applicable. You're going to want to look at your references. Is there a journal that is referenced more than others? You may want to consider checking to see if that journal accepts case reports. Also get feedback. Consider presenting your case report to a faculty meeting, your advisors or mentors, or at a grand round to get feedback and advice on your case report before publishing. And finally, number one, and a safety. Try to have 1 to 2 ideal journal titles in mind for submission to start with. Choosing journals, case acceptance and topic. Not all journals accept case reports. There are links in the useful resources slides to provide lists of journals that do accept case reports, even by topic or specialty. You can also determine if they accept case reports by checking the submission section in the journal's website. Tailor your topic or discipline. To improve your likelihood of acceptance, try to choose journals that are based on the topic or medical specialty of your case study. Most publishers will have a search by topic option for their journals. Medical associations and societies may also be a great resource for finding a journal to submit case reports. Leverage your status. Seek out opportunities in journals that request student or resident created articles and cases. There are journals and magazines that exclusively accept health profession and resident content. You can find a list of medical student and medical resident journals in the useful resources slides. Choosing journals, traditional versus open access versus hybrid publishing. Traditional publishing passes publishing costs to the viewers and readers of the journal's content. If you have been asked to pay for an article or subscribe to a journal at a cost to you, this is most likely traditional publishing. Another term you might be familiar with is paywall. As it does require subscribers to pay to view your article, there may be less access to your article to others because not everyone will have access through a subscription or database or be able to pay for your article to view it, which can then impact how often your article is cited or viewed. Open access publishing passes the publishing costs to the authors of the article. The benefit is that open access journals are typically available to anyone with an internet connection, so more people can see, cite, and utilize the information in your article or case report. Hybrid publishing is as it sounds. Hybrid publishers may offer authors the option of open access with associated fees or traditional publishing for no fee. If you are concerned about fees, ask the library or your liaison librarian about read and publish agreements. These are agreements the Lewis Library makes with certain open access publishers to provide discounts or free credits on article processing charges, APCs, for HSC affiliated students, faculty, and staff. Choosing journals, peer-reviewed journals. As a quick reminder, peer-reviewed, also known as refereeing, is a system of using researchers and scholars in the same field, also known as peers, to review submitted content before publication in a particular journal in the same field. How can I determine if a journal is peer-reviewed? You can check the journal's website and find key sections such as About this journal, Instructions for authors, or Author submissions to find information about a journal's peer review process. You can also check the library catalog by searching the journal title and limiting to peer-reviewed in the content type filter. You may even see a peer review icon in the journal's information in the library catalog. Some library databases will allow you to limit to peer-reviewed results when searching for journals or articles. There are lists available. However, lists normally cover only a single publisher's journals or only open access journals, etc., and may not be updated regularly. Try not to depend solely on lists by utilizing the first three options. Choosing journals' impact factor. You shouldn't base your journal choice entirely on impact factor, but it may be an aspect you can consider. Impact factor is a measurement of how influential a journal is within its discipline. It is a ratio of the journal's number of received citations on its articles by its number of articles it has published within a given time. HSC has a helpful resource called Journal Citation Reports that will allow users to look up impact factors and other useful data of specific journals. You can find Journal Citation Reports link in the Useful Resources slide. Choosing journals, predatory publishing. Be aware that not all journals are created equal. Some publishers use unethical practices to entice authors to submit to their journals. They may impose publishing or other fees like credible open access journals, but not include the rigor and peer review process to ensure quality and credibility of submissions. They promise too good to be true fast review processes, boast fake impact factors, and fake editorial boards, and assess charges not explained in their website. They may also spam faculty, provider, and follower emails calling for submissions or chapters. You can avoid predatory journals by looking at key parts of their website and going to the source. Do they have a peer review process? Do they have a clear editorial team? Does the website seem legitimate? What kind of fees do they assess during publishing? Check Bell's List for predatory journals and publishers. Bell's List may be a good choice, although there is some question as to how often, if any, it is updated. If you're looking to publish in an open access journal, you can check the directory of open access journals to see if it is listed, as journals listed there are transparent and follow scholarly best practices. The library has access to a database called Cabals that will identify if a journal has a predatory status and why, as seen in this screenshot here. Think Check Submit has a checklist you can also utilize to determine if you should submit your manuscript to a journal. Of course, when in doubt, come to the library or send your library liaison an email to inquire about a journal's status. And as with all other types of lists, try not to depend solely on lists because new predatory journals may not be on lists. Choosing journals, use Jane. A useful tool to help you find potential journals by subject is Jane. Jane stands for Journal Author Name Estimator. It can be a useful tool to help find journals to relate to your case report topic. You just need to enter the title or abstract of your case report, click Find Journals, and Jane will compare your title and abstract to millions of articles in PubMed to find the best matching articles. You would then need to match potential journals from the list Jane provides to list of journals accepting case reports, or check within the website of each journal suggested. One special note, as Jane uses data from PubMed, which can contain papers from predatory journals, Jane now tags journals indexed by Medline and open access journals from the directory of open access journals. In the screenshot provided, you can see the confidence measurement, article influence, which measures citation similar to impact factor, and the tags such as Medline indexed, PMC, or high quality open access. Publishing topics to consider author guidelines. You've chosen your journals, now what? You will need to read over the author instructions for formatting and submitting your case report. For example, some journals like BMJ Case Reports require authors to follow a template for case report submissions. You may see other requirements such as word count, addressing AI use, file size and types for images and figures, etc. Be sure you understand all of the different requirements to make sure your submission meets the minimum standards needed. Regardless, be prepared to be asked to revise your submission with any acceptance. Revision requests are very common. Publishing topics to consider: copyright. Copyright is important to understand if you have a manuscript accepted for publication. You will be asked to sign a publishing agreement that spells out the terms of copyright. Authors may be asked to transfer most of the copyright to a publisher. This can impact where the article can be viewed or stored, how the article can be viewed, and where and how the article can be used in the future, even by the author. We've had a PhD student that submitted an article to a journal and then needed to use the article for a chapter in their dissertation, but the author signed away the copyright of the article. One of our digital scholarship librarians looked over their publishing agreement and was able to see that the publisher did give the author license to publish the preprint version of the article, so the student was able to then use their own work in their dissertation. Some publishers may offer authors a license to publish a version of the article, preprint, postprint, or publisher's version. The key is knowing what you're signing away and understanding what you retain. Please contact your library if you need assistance in interpreting your publishing agreements. Publishing topics to consider: HIPAA and IRB. You may already be aware that IRB approval typically isn't needed for case reports. However, some publishers may still require a formal determination from IRB. HIPAA compliance is also required. No information or images can be included in a case report that makes a patient identifiable. If HIPAA identifiers must be included, a HIPAA authorization must be obtained by the patient or guardian. Publishing topics to consider: publishing outcomes. There are typically 3 outcomes when submitting to a journal: acceptance, acceptance with revisions, and rejection. Do not be discouraged if your submission is not accepted. There will likely be comments about your case report regardless of what outcome. If you can make changes to the elements in your case report that cause rejection, you might try to resubmit or try submitting to your backup journal. The following slides contain all the resources mentioned in this presentation and the references used. If you have any questions about this topic, or you would like a PDF file of this presentation, please send an email to askalibrarian@unthsc.edu, chat with us on the library's website, or stop by Lib 222 in the Lewis Library. Thank you for viewing this presentation.